dream. At the same time, respect to you because you are Buddhas and fundamentally. So these two aspects, the realize is usually called. First one is knowledge of knowledge, which knows nature of the reality, nature of the reality. And the second is the knowledge which knows various things, two types of knowledge. Usually we have the two types of knowledge. These two things are there. So total, these three, probably you remember, total these three explains first quality of the Sangha. First quality of Sangha is Rigpa, realization. First quality of Sangha is Rigpa, explains in 3 points, 3 qualities. First, sees one own mind natural. Okay, which is experience clarity and limited state of mind. At the same time, one's own mind, like disturbing emotions and problems, or this and thoughts are essenceless. There's no entity at all. Egoless. Another way to say it, just egoless. And then this particular realized being of Sangha of Bodhisattva sees others in the 2 ways. First, sees all this, there's a conditional existence in the other's mind, and the others, this existence are empty of natural. It is just dream-like, illusion-like. It is temporarily just arise and cease in that way. But at the same time, that's the second. And then third one is see the Buddha natural. Real essence is the Buddha natural. Real, that's a natural, your mind is the Buddha natural. The Bodhisattva was see in that way. So these 3 qualities are, these qualities explained first Sangha quality, noble Sangha quality, the realization. And then second, the quality Trorva. In the Tibetan word, Trorva is a literal meaning is freedom or liberation. We can use both, either freedom, liberation. Because you obtained such wisdom, the 3 types of realization, you have a lot of freedom in your life, and freedom in your mind. Liberate your mind. Liberate from what? Liberate from the ego clinging. Liberate from the grasping mind. Liberate from any kind of type of, that's a clinging, ego, these things. Because what? Because why? You see, these temporary things are just illusion. Nothing to grasp. Nothing to clinging. So, if you believe these temporary phenomena, rising, ceasing, disturbing emotions or thoughts truly exist, then your mind naturally clinging on it, grasping on it. You could not let go it. It is a natural law. If you start to see whatever may be happens in the life, in the temporarily, emotional problems, or maybe, that's sometimes, that's problem, the anger, or maybe, attachment, jealous, all these things just temporarily pop up. There's no essence. There's no really reality. There's no really, there's a independent natural. It's just illusion. If you understand that through the intellectually, you have a lot of place to be a little bit relaxed with it. Not immediately fall into the trap or control by these disturbing emotions. Because you see, that even intellectually you see, okay, my anger is not real there. It's just illusion. There's no essence. There's no, that's a. Then if you have intellectual knowledge, that gives you, okay, I do not need to be really terrified, that shocking. I can be really, a little bit relaxed. There is a little gap. You can find a little gap and a little, the room to think. So even, intellectually you realized that, so that much benefit come to us. Then you really experience and really, realized the state of egoless or state of this, what we call the, there's these things. Then how much you have freedom. Do you understand that? How much you have freedom? How much you have the, the liberate. So once you later experience this true truth of reality, then that's probably such bodhisattva never controlled by disturbing emotions, never that's powered by any kind of the mundane conditions. That's quite true. So here we are talking about liberation and freedom. Comes the mind of beings of bodhisattvas due to the seeing the truth. So see the truth, at the same time you get liberation. These two things come spontaneously. Okay? You see, if you wake up from the dream, you see the truth. At the same time, bad dreams disappear. Like, Usually we call the freedom liberates. Freedom from what? Liberation from what? It's a freedom and a liberation from the clinging, grasping, the believing that things are really exist, that which is not really exist actually. For instance, self-entity, self-nature does not really exist in the truth at the first place, but somehow, mistakenly, we think self is really exist. Because of that, then self-clinging happens to us. Since we believe that, since we have this idea, so then we have no choice. Self-clingings come to us, natural in the mind. As long as self-clinging is there, then we have no choice. Disturbing emotions start in the mind. Attachment, anger, jealous, ignorance, all of them are really produced by the self-clinging. These disturbing emotions present in the mind. We have no choice. We are over-controlled by them. We are powered them. We don't have freedom. We don't have freedom because we want to be happy, but these disturbing emotions let us not be happy. Make it difficult in the mind. Do you understand that? We want to be nice to the people, but anger and jealousy always make us not nice to the people. We want to talk, there's a little bit, the good things to the people. Often we are a little bit, shouting, a little bit difficult words come out because anger, because ignorance, because jealous. Life is controlled by these disturbing emotions. when we look deep down the root of disturbing emotions, none other than grasping self. Me, I, important. I, me, I. You have this holding something, big wall built up here. And then, there's a you, the others, I don't like. These, ideas come out, really. So therefore, the most Buddha's teachings, why target to the self is the source of problematic. That's really true. Then if we search this self-clinging, why it happens in our mind? Since we born, naturally we have this clinging self. The answer is because ignorance. At the very beginning of time, we don't know who we are. We have a lot of love, compassion, wisdom, luminosity, but we don't see that, we don't know that. So because this ignorance make our confusion, then even there's no truly existent self, we believe there's a self. And then we cling in it naturally. More clinging, more it becomes strong and strong. Self-clinging is getting strong and stronger. Eventually, very difficult life. Really. More self-clinging person has more disturbing emotions. More disturbing emotions type of the person has more problem. Not only the problem to oneself, but it makes problems to others. We see whole world is world's conflict, and the world is pretty much clear to us based on the self-clinging, which produced greedy, anger, hatred each other, jealous each other, and ignorance, not knowing how to make peace. Because of them, I don't talk a lot of this. We should know really, what is the problem if we have the self-clinging? What is the benefit come to us if we trying to release self-clinging? And even you be able to realize a selfless state of mind, what kind of qualities we obtain, and what kind of a person we be able to be. If we really clearly understand that, then every Dharma practice makes sense to you. Wow, that tells us something. Oh, that gives us something. This happened. Really, this happened. Otherwise, if we don't know how this procedures, process, go through, and what is the benefit come out of this practice, what kind of, we be able to overcome through the practices, then a lot of Dharma practices really, eventually we get a little bit boring and exhausted. So here, that way, here is a Sangha, noble Sanghas obtained 3 types of the freedom, 3 types of wisdom, 3 types of liberation, which is the first one is liberated from the afflicted mind, and the second one is liberated from the obscuration of knowledge. So here, these 2 things are a little bit different, okay? Liberated from the afflicted mind means your minds become the pure and perfect. Your mind is never affected or even, control, or even, that's having problems out of this anger, jealous, or this, disturbed emotions. More victim out of these disturbed emotions. So because of that, you are happy, pretty much happy person. not only happy to yourself, but happy to the being to happy, love and compassion can be really developed to others. Can you imagine if you have no anger and jealous, then your nature is only having love and compassion. Love and compassion is blocked by anger, hatred, and jealous. Because we have jealous, I don't want to, there's a feel love to him or her. Because I anger him or her, then I don't want to love. And why I should do compassion to these people? Because I don't like these things happened. So if these kind of disturbing emotions are ceasing, even not ceasing, but reduce, little bit, get decline, then that much good qualities come up to in your life. That much we feel happy ourselves. So if you are free from the disturbing emotions, what you gain the benefit is really great. But that does not mean you have the great knowledge. Okay? You have a happy person. You are the happy person. And you are the really, good to everybody. You're never been in the, that's under the control of the disturbed emotions. But you still don't know. Silly, happy person. Silly, good to everyone. So that way, a second type of wisdom should be developed. Knowledge to, in order to develop that type of knowledge, we should to earn the wisdom called, we should to remove the obscurations of knowledge. So ignorance, all these things should be removed. So knowledge and wisdom should be developed. Okay. So here, two types of, we are talking about two types of freedom. Freedom from the obscuration of afflicted mind, first, and then second, freedom from the obscuration of knowledge. Are you clear? Freedom from obscurations of disturbing emotions, this first, and then freedom from the obscuration of knowledge. Okay, these two freedoms obtained Bodhisattva's mind, because why? Because the first two wisdom or three wisdoms are already developed. Wisdom or realization that seeing one's own mind, natural mind, and at the same time sees others. There are two, yeah? There are three. First three, and the second then three. The second here, three aspects. The third one is saying, okay, we don't go that way. It's a little bit complicated. Seeing that beings are utterly pure and that the purity provides their limitless numbers, they are endowed with the vision of primordial wisdom. I bow down to this Sangha. And then we move to a little bit, the second shloka, more or less same meaning. The assembly of these who have the understanding and thus do not fall back has surpassable qualities, since their vision of inner primordial wisdom, which knows correctly and knows completely, is pure. Chita cheni nangan ishi ziba tabus, lodin serma dobus, lami yondin tandin ni. So here, again, a little bit, repetition. It happens, repetition always. Such Bodhisattva Sangha develops three realization, three wisdom that realization. The first one is seeing one's own natural, and the second one is sees others' natural mind, and the third one is sees or knows others' natural mind possessed Buddha nature. Okay. The first one is we call the non-rigpa, and that non-rigpa means seeing inner reality, one's own inner reality. And the second one is sees other sentient beings' mind empty of natural. That mind, which is the conditional mind, conditional consciousness, disturbing emotions, ego clinging, that ignorance all these things are just essenceless, have no entity, have no reality, empty of nature. See that. Okay, that is the seeing the natural, seeing the truth of others' mind. I can use the truth, okay? That's the truth of others' mind. And then third aspect of this realization is, and this particular Bodhisattva Sangha sees that other sentient minds of reality is Buddha nature. Okay, we have the three qualities and the realization. And then three qualities are the freedom. The freedom I have mentioned more or less. Freedom from, because you have this, because of these three realizations, then you obtain three freedoms. Freedom from obscuration of afflict mind or disturbing emotions, that is first. And the second is freedom from the obscuration of knowledge. So these two freedoms obtained such bodhisattva's mind. And at the same time, the third one is a little bit not so clear in this teaching. I'm trying to find what is the exactly third one. Here says the third one is Lami Yuntin. In Tibetan word, Lami Yuntin. Lami Yuntin is not particularly something we be able to point out, but it is more or less this Sangha of Bodhisattva obtained unsurpassable qualities, which means extraordinary qualities. They have extraordinary qualities, which is not, that's not yet shared to the ordinary sanghas. Ordinary sanghas, ordinary people have not that such qualities. So special qualities obtained obtained to this the Sangha of Bodhisattva. So, there were probably it is not need to repeat again and again 3 or 4 times. Even this shloka repeats again and again 3 or 4 times. Probably I will just read in the Tibetan and the English words would be okay. In Tibetan first. In this particular point, second shloka is Jeta Chenyi Nangan Ishi Zipatabas Lodin Sermedobas Lami Yuntin Tandin Nye. In English, the assembly of those who have understanding and thus do not fall back fall back has insurpassable qualities, since their vision of the inner primordial wisdom, which knows correctly and knows completely, is pure. And then, Rova Shivaran Chuni to Doser Jeta De Ni De Yang Ran Yin Jin Yongda Ser Numong Dunes Ro. Realizing being is their state of peace. The noble ones knows correctly, for the mind is by the nature utterly pure, and the poisons are always exhausted. And the same meaning actually. And then the next shloka says, "Shija tarto to belo tamche chimbe chuni ne semchin tamche la yuser tonser chini chimbani." The understanding which relies in the knowledgeable as well as its ultimate conditions sees that the state of omniscience is within all sentient beings. Thus, the noble ones knows completely. And the last sentence in this Sangha is Tetara Toba Kain de Soso Ranghi Tongani, Jimi Yin Le Chami Dan Tomi Selna Taba Ni. This is self-aware. The wisdom is pure, since it sees the understanding expands, free from the attachments and obscurations. Their vision of the primordial wisdom is pure, and near unsurpassable Buddha wisdom, and the noble ones who do not fall back are therefore refuge for all beings. And maybe last shloka is a little bit needed. Last shloka tells, since these noble Sangha, Bodhisattva Sanghas, see clearly true nature of their mind as well as clearly true nature of the other sentient beings in temporary sense and ultimate natural. So that way, those noble Sanghas are pretty much worth to be the object of refuge, because there's no way to turn back to as ordinary beings. Once you realize something, you are realized forever. You cannot. It cannot happen to you. Okay. In the past times, I'm pretty much realized true nature of the mind. I see everything's clear. Now it is normal to me. That I'm just, that's as ordinary person. Like this kind of things never happened for the realized being. If you really realized, directly and clearly understand the nature of the mind and the nature of others, so then it's never stands again, never obscures again, because it is forever. It is forever. It is never fall down or fall back. Until you realized, or until you become Bodhisattva's Bhumi, realized being, your experience are really, how to say, unstable, ups and downs. Today is okay, tomorrow is nothing. Like these things happen. Really, even you have great experience, really good experience in the meditation, in the good mood in the meditation, you may sometimes think, I'm enlightened. So it's so wonderful. My mind is so full of peace, joy, clarity. You can feel that way. We can feel, you can have experienced that. And everything is seems okay to you. Not only okay, appears so beautiful, so good. Everyone is, appears to so nice. Even you look at the tree, you can see the tree is so shining, so the fresh. These things happened. Meditation mind. This is nothing other than the result of Shene meditation. You do Shene meditation often. Really, you see that. You do Shene meditation for hours, and you go a little bit outside, look at the tree. You feel really different. It's fresh. The trees leaves so fresh. And sky and space is quite blue and clear. You feel that because in your in that moment, inner mind is quite fresh, quite clear and relaxed. Because that projects the objects, and then people are looking nice to you. People are not changed, but you changed in temporarily in your mind. Your mind calm, the happy, relaxed. Then when you relate to others, you see that others okay, good to me. But the fight is it is changed within you. So that things happened. Really, there's a meditation mind. It does not mean you are realized. Okay. So therefore, this temporary experience usually says all the yogis realized with great masters are not that much reliable. Don't too much excited with this temporary experience. Don't too much grasping on it. Let it be. Don't worry if they're gone. Don't just, you do not have to feel something losing. Yeah, when it comes, you should not need to be excited, too much excited, jump up in the space. And when it's gone, dog in the ground. What happened to me today? We do not have to feel in that way. Practitioners should be very stable, okay? Unshakable mind. Different disturbing emotions, thoughts arise in the mind, in your mind. That's usual, but not shake, not that's disturbed much your mind. That is the result of a really practitioner. Do you know that? I don't know how you understand these things. Trying to be stable, not only physically stable, but mentally stable is very important for the practitioners. Real good result for the practice is your becomes a stable, strong and inner strong, inner stable. You may face in your life a lot of challenging things, difficult situations, but in deep down, not much disturbed in your mind. It is almost it's okay. It's okay. I could be calm. I can be strong. I could be stable. If you be able to be like that, then that is the good result from the practice. Because the reason why is we have heard 1,000 times that whatever may be happened in the samsara and condition, there's nothing, those are nothing but just illusion. Do you understand? If you really accept this idea, not idea, but this wisdom, this knowledge, things are just illusion. It comes, goes. There's no permanent at all. There's no reality at all. So if you really adopt this idea, this knowledge, life is really different to you. Life is much better, much stable. You can be calm down even you go to the hill. Even you go in the hill, if you have this, knowledge in your mind. Hell cannot be destroy you. You feel, it's okay, the burning here, it's okay. Let us burn. Like, really life challenge when we face, it is, in the Tibetan word, it is saying, whether you are good Dharma practitioner or not, sees when you facing problems, challenges. If you really facing problems in the samsara, difficult situations, mentally sometimes physically in different conditions, give you very challenge situations. At that moment, if you really be able to stay stable, not only physically and mentally stable, and having quite, there's a strong, stable, and not shake your mind, not disturb your mind, then that means you are a good practitioner. You have really good understanding things, really, how things really are. Otherwise, if you, everybody respect you, everybody give you offers, you have luxury conditions, you can be happy always. I mean, it looks like you're a good practitioner. Then you are never facing any challenge. So you are never facing difficult situations. So in that situations, everybody can be good practitioner. If our mind is happy, the practice is quite good to us. And calm, relax, then meditation is good too. Chanting is quite, that's good to us. See? So good practitioners should be able to stand up when we facing the difficult situation. In order to do that, we have to learn really. These things are not really happens to us naturally. These things are not, that's in other cases a little bit difficult. But if we learn step by step, there are a lot of wisdoms in the tradition in Buddhism to teach you. Not only to teach you how you should to be rebirth in a better life, and eventually pure land, eventually realized, and eventually the achieved state of Buddhahood. Not only that, but in the temporary, in this present life, in this life, how we should handle it, how we should, be better life. There are a lot of methods, there are a lot of talks actually. For me, each word is very powerful. Each word makes sense, really. So, it does not mean I'm the strong practitioner. Still, I'm learning and trying to be in that way, trying to really, since I understand something, I see there's really, there's a valuable things in the teachings, then I'm trying to keep in that way. But often, of course, fail. Of course, there's not that much, that's be as, that's as I want to be, I wish to be. But still, I see clearly a lot of good things to learn. Okay. A little bit, we are talking different things, yeah? We are not talking about Sangha. Sangha about Sattvas. A little bit different things, but it's okay. We are talking about how we should to be Sangha. Okay. Let's say that. Sangha. That is the Bodhisattva Sangha, what we have taught. Now, ordinary Sangha, like us, how we should be ordinary Sangha. Ordinary Sangha is, and generally speaking, Sangha in Sanskrit words, in the Tibetan word Gendun. Gendun is, literal meaning is, Ge is the virtue, good, good deed, all these things. Ge. Dun is someone who has motivation, intention to be good. Sangha is easy. Being Sangha is easy in that case. Ordinary Sangha, to be ordinary Sangha is very easy. At least if we have intention to be good person. That's Sangha. You are the Sangha. And Dun is intention and motivation to be good person, to accumulate merit, and to learn the wisdom, and aim to achieve enlightenment sooner or later. As long as you have that kind of motivation, you are the Sangha. Okay? You are the Sangha. Then because of that, somebody else has this kind of motivation, that kind of aim, then that becomes your Sangha friends, Sangha community. And come the third one, fourth one. So we have same aim, motivation, same aim, same, that's a view. So beautiful things we share each other. So that kind of community becomes really noble community. There's no crime. Intentionally, we don't do any crimes, criminal things. Intentionally, we do a lot of good things. And we share this goodness, intentional goodness, motivation goodness, and action goodness. We try to share each other. And then we make the community, it becomes Sangha. It's pretty much good, yeah. Very good society. If really, there's a big Sangha society, very good society, very good community. It's a noble community. And we try to help each other in that case, in the Sangha. We share experience because we have same intention, same view, and the same aim. So then we can share. When we share each other, we agree each other easily. We are not talking about politics. We are not talking about business. But we talk about how we should build up noble, good deeds in life, in the community. And we want to share each other. That is Sangha. With this group, then we practice, develop. Eventually, we will be able to be a noble Sangha, Bodhisattva Sangha. So in that case, it's really wonderful. So the Sangha means that. In Tibetan scriptures, you say, Gendin Tumpa Deva Te. Gendin Tumpa Deva is really, happiness and peaceful come out of harmonies within the Sangha. That's really we need. In the Sangha community, we're supposed to not talk about politics much. Okay? Yeah, we can have some emotions. Sometimes we are different emotions. There's a little bit of anger, a little bit of jealous, and a little bit of attachment to each other. But we should understand it. Okay? Everybody has that. Today, my turn to have the anger. And tomorrow somebody come up like same anger to you. You should understand. Oh, yesterday I was that. Today he is like this. I accept that. And that way we can make the harmonies. Sangha community is not really enlightened being. We have disturbing emotions, really. We have challenged. So we should not expect each other be like enlightened beings. There's no disturbing emotions. Everything's good to me. No, we don't expect it. We should understand. I'm ordinary person. I have full of disturbing emotions. She has that. He has that. Everybody has that. If you understand that, we can accept each other. The best things don't hold the negative things in your mind, particularly within Sangha. If you hold, it's too heavy. Then That is the cause to the split Sangha. The holding means, what I mean here is we can have the anger. We can have the, that's attachment each other. We can have jealous each other. But somehow it happens to us eventually cool down a little bit, trying to cool down, trying to understand. It happens to everybody. But I am not seeking any revenge to anybody. I should let go it because we share the same intention, but in the deep down, sometimes we have different, but it is okay, like this kind of mentality. So today, you'll be able to solve your own problem. Solve one's own problems easy. Means like, if you get anger and jealous, trying to solve it by yourself. Okay, that is easy to you. Trying to understand, okay, what has happened to me today? Okay, it is not good. Even I did not do any mistakes, but somehow he or she anger me. But I managed to overcome by myself. That's easy to us. Don't try to dissolve others' anger. Okay, you can try, the peacefully explain, but sometimes we say in the different ways, then make more anger. So, in the deep down, in that case, we should know that Sangha in the ordinary being is we really share the valuable things, intention to be good, to accumulate, the good deeds. We share that, and then we share the tawa also, the view, and the Buddhist view. In that case, we have a lot of understanding, view, and the belief, and also we share the lineage, teachings, and in the Vajrayana system, we share the same gurus. All together, we try to make harmonies each other in the community. That is really possible to do. Okay, so that's I think today's lesson is that the Sangha is like that. We should probably more or less we understand the meaning of the Sangha. In this case, the ultimate Sangha, that one and the refuge, object of refuge is Bodhisattva Sangha, which is explained in the 6 qualities. Also, we could say 2 major qualities, realized qualities and freedom qualities. Each of them explains in 3 qualities. I think that's good enough now. And then tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, we have two lessons still. And also in this chapter, there are little things to say continuously, like, the taking refuge or these things. Since we know that the 3 jewels, what is the Buddha, what is the Dharma, what is Sangha, then it is also possible to us to understand the meaning of taking refuge, how we should take refuge. And these things we talk tomorrow. Before this real subject is going to talk tomorrow, I would like to say a little bit very easy way to understand in taking refuge. What I mean by if we say, I'm going to take in refuge, I'm going to take a refuge in Buddha, in Dharma, in Sangha. Buddham sharanam gacchami, Dharmam sharanam gacchami, Sangham sharanam gacchami. In that case, very easy, very simple way of understanding what we should understand in that. Very, that's a basic, easy. Also, if somebody asked you the meaning of that, you should reply in easy way. It's like, when we say, I'm going to take in refuge in the Buddha, means you accept Buddha is your spiritual teacher. You accept Buddha is your spiritual teacher, and Buddha is your example and the part of spirituality. That's more or less correct in an easy way. Then if you go more further and the deeper level of the taking refuge, what is the Buddha, all these things, then you should explain what we have discussed last things. The easiest way is that. So, yeah, you all already have refugee vow, and sometimes you explain your friends newly come to the Buddhist path and are taking refuge, and ask you what mean by I taking refuge to the Buddha, how I should think in that case. You should say that. When you say Buddham Sharan Gacchami, I taking refuge in Buddha means you accept Buddha is your spiritual teacher, and Buddha becomes your example and part of spirituality, of liberation. And then second thing is I'm taking refuge in the Dharma is you accept Dharma. In that case, the easiest Dharma is the scriptures, instructions, teachings. So accept Dharma is the path. Okay. Accept the Dharma is my spiritual path. Spiritual path means a spiritual journey. And then the spiritual journey need a path. It's a map. Maybe we could say the map. Dharma is my map and path, spiritual path. So, whatever may be Dharma in the teachings says, you accept that your inner developed, path for the inner developed, or map for the inner developed. That makes sense also too. For instance, if you should respect the law of karma, says in the teaching, but you may not understand the meaning. Why I should respect the law of the karma? Maybe teaching says you will get, if you that, you will get more happiness and more, reduce the difficulties in the future lifetimes. You may not understand still, because there's no logic, there's no reason available much. But even you do not understand in that moment, you should accept. Do you understand? If this teaching is really Buddha's teaching, and from the commentary of the Buddha's teaching, whether you understand or not, you should accept. Okay, I accept it, I do it. Okay? One thing is for the practitioners, usually we said you should know what you practice, the meaning of, and the reason and the purpose of the practice. You should know these things. That's true. But at the same time, if you're trying to know everything, it is impossible. Many things are inconceivable. Just many things that you should follow, you should accept without knowing. That's true, also true. So therefore, when you say, I'm taking refuge in the Dharma, is Dharma you accept. The Dharma teachings you accept as path. And then third one is, if you say, I'm going to take refuge in Sangha, means Sangha is in that case either noble Sanghas, Bodhisattva Sanghas, as well as the ordinary Sangha, Sangha community. So in that case, what do you promise? What do you promise is, I accept this noble Sangha, this community is my community. Okay, my not business community, but spiritual community. Okay, I accept it. So therefore, whoever may be from the Theravada, Hinayana to Vajrayana, someone who are having refuge, to three jewels, taking refuge in three jewels, we should thank all other Sangha community, my own community, my Sangha members. This is that generally we should think that everyone has from Hinayana to Vajrayana, we have same aim, same motivation, same intention. Even we don't live together, our culture is different. Our, racial background is different. But in the deep down, aim and motivation, intention is the same. So that bond us to be one community. Even we are not really, in the one organized community, but naturally and spiritually it becomes a community. We should know that. Okay, now I wanted to take some questions. If you like to have questions, I try to answer.
Okay, thank you for your teaching. I wanted to ask, you said before about the three qualities, like seeing inner reality, seeing others through mind, and seeing Buddha nature. Yeah. So could I say that the second one is referring to emptiness, and the third one to bodhicitta, like compassion or wisdom, is like similar or different?
The first one is correct. Seeing the truth of others' mind is more or less, this temporary mind, temporary, consciousness, emotions are naturally empty. Okay. The second one is not only the love and compassion, but more than that. Of course, that is included. But all these major and minor qualities of the Buddha nature already present the sentient mind. The Bodhisattvas clearly see that. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your teachings. I noticed something very interesting that really struck me when you said that when we perceive the emotion, afflictive emotions, and we perceive that they have no essence, then they transform into wisdom. So does it mean that along the path we will always have afflictive emotions or emotions coming up, but we will be able to handle them and then they will turn into wisdom instantly?
Yes. It's just like, at the very beginning time, like like a very ordinary person like us. I mean, this for the beginners, practitioner beginners is only be able to understand and intellectually those emotions does not have root, have no intrinsic reality. But one has to practice, one has to contemplate and meditate upon that reality often. Eventually, that reality is not really becomes your conceptual ideas, but it is it appears you real something. It is a real. You see, you experience that way. Once you experience this afflicted mind is empty of nature, and naturally this afflicted mind is getting weak and weaker, have no much power. So more and more this affliction mind weak and less powers, more and more that much, that's the quality, wisdom, that nature of the afflicted shines you, more developed. So that way, it is always a procedure and the process, developed. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you understand? Clear? Yeah, I hope so, yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. So you talked about importance of balance, especially mental balance. And I would like to share that when Buddha had, declared about his parinirvana, and he was lying between two sal trees, at that time, Anand felt very difficult to maintain that balance, and he went to a nearby monastery and he started crying at the door of the monastery. So Buddha called him back and gave him a very small sermon regarding impermanence. My question is, when the great masters like Ananda and all other who were like immediate to Buddha, they also found it very difficult to maintain that balance. How much chance do we mortals who are beginners have to attain, some kind of balance in this life?
Yeah. This is really, that's even Ananda lived with Buddha almost entirely his life, but still Ananda has this kind of problem. That's true. So that tells us if you don't practice, even you live with the hands of the Buddha and the lips of Buddha, you will not be able to change. So the problem is, I'm not saying the problem. Ananda never practiced during that days. Ananda followed the Buddha and served the Buddha. He did not get any time to practice, since he was not practiced. So then he could not change his, make the mind, the balance, and change his mind. So Ananda heard a lot of Buddha's teachings, but he does not have the time to practice meditation like other, Buddha's disciples did. So that way, Ananda used to have this kind of problems. Even maybe 20 years followed the Buddha. Sometimes he is full of emotions, unbalanced mind. That happened. So after Buddha passed away, then finally Ananda got time. Then he practiced meditation, he achieved a heart. So therefore, our case is a little bit different. We are practiced, okay? We are not just listen. We are practiced. So therefore, we have a lot of hope to change our mind, to transform the mind, because we are practiced. We're trying to spend time for the practice, not just listen.
Dear Khenpo, thank you for sharing your knowledge. I was wondering about nature and plants and trees and rocks and ecosystems and all of that. If we somehow find a place in taking refuge within them, if we can consider them some sort of sangha or as part of Buddha nature. I was wondering what your thoughts are.
Suns, moons, trees, rivers, rocks are the can we consider that as a Sangha member? Your question is. I think not necessarily particular these things that consider to be the Sangha member. No, there's no mention that these things happens. And naturally, if you be able to make your in Sangha community in yourself a harmony, nature, and more peaceful, love and clarity mind, then everything turns you a positive Sangha. Even it's not Sangha, but it is your good conditions. It's not necessarily my carbs, my Sangha, my there's computers, my Sangha member, but somehow if your mind is quite transformed through the positive thinking, wisdom, then the outer objects, whatever may be, appears very different to you. You could say, anything. It becomes you very positive conditions. So therefore, my answer is tree is not Sangha member.
I must speak loud. Thank you very much. Yesterday you said that take refuge in the Dharma means we change our inner reality. And today, if I say I take refuge in the Sangha, what does exactly mean?
Huh?
I take refuge in the Sangha. What exactly does it mean for me?
Yesterday what?
But yesterday you said I take refuge in the Dharma.
Which is one's own inner reality.
Yeah, it's my
process. Okay. Sangha is also, in that case, object of Sangha, noble beings are the bodhisattvas. That's true. But this, that's the qualities already exist in our, that's a ordinary mind. Like in our ordinary mind, even, this is, it appears to us full of emotions, full of thoughts, but somehow essence, real nature of ordinary mind is full of wisdom, this enlightened qualities. So therefore, ultimately, the taking refuge in the Sangha is your own reality of realization and freedom. Yeah, same.
Thank you. And I forgot it. I don't see so much difference between bodhisattvas and Buddha.
There's so much difference.
There is, or
Yeah,
there is no?
There is a big difference.
Okay, which one? If the bodhisattva sees the nature of mind, we also call Avalokiteshvara was bodhisattva, now it's Buddha.
Not Buddha, not yet Buddha.
Okay. What is the difference, please?
Bodhisattva has pretty much different levels of bodhisattva. From the first bodhisattva to 10th bodhisattvas. Each of these bodhisattva, the first to second bodhisattva have tremendous gap to experience, to realize, to, that's a freedom. So first bodhisattva bhumi is just start to seeing true nature of the mind and directly start to having liberation from the disturbed emotions. That means you are not totally having freedom, totally clear to true nature of your mind. Just you see it. And then you have to make progress and much clearer and much deeper and much stable. Step by step, go to the second and the third, fourth. And then, enter the end of 10th Bodhisattva Bhumi, you be able to manage every, there's obscurations, pacify, or maybe eliminate. Every knowledge is be able to achieve it at 10th. And at the moment, you be able to, next moment, you be able to become Buddha. That big difference. For instance, Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's makes sense for me when I think about my own development or any other person from Bodhisattva to Buddha. But why I need to take refuge in the Bodhisattvas if they are not a Buddha?
Why is this? We are talking. We're going to talk tomorrow.
Okay.
Why Bodhisattvas? Why this? The Dharma talk tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Khenpo, I have two questions. Okay, the first one, maybe you answered when I was behind the pillar, so maybe you already answer again, but I didn't understand about the fact that when we take refuge in the Sangha, we take refuge in our own qualities of the future bodhisattvas. I mean, I did not understand actually
Okay.
your answer. To me, when I take refuge in the Sangha, it's karmapa.
Okay.
Point.
Oh yeah, that's good. When we say these kind of things, we should to know that that relatively in the temporary sense and ultimate refuge, all these things. So if you talk about relative, or maybe that's that's all this the object of refuge is should be considered outside somewhere. Buddha is the enlightened beings in the Pure Land, or Buddha Shakyamuni. And the Dharma is the scriptures or other, that's these things. And the Sangha is also Bodhisattva, also and so on the outside, like Karmapa, Milarepa, or maybe Avalokiteshvara, all these things. And then ultimately, at the last, ultimately, taking refuge to jewels, nothing to do with the other objects, outside objects, but rather one's own qualities. It is almost, we could say, one turn back to your own quality. You promise, I should to look in my own qualities, trying to discover Buddha within my mind, Dharma within my mind, and Sangha in my mind. So everything is since those qualities exist already in your mind, I'm trying to discover it. I'm trying to actualize that state in my mind. The promise of that is taking refuge in ultimately.
Means when we take refuge, we always take in the ultimate.
No, it depends individual. Individual person.
Oh, yeah.
For instance, we have different mentality, different wishes, different, the capacity individually. Some of them may not understand this ultimate way to take refuge. For them, taking refuge in just ordinary sense would be okay. You got a refuge, wow. And someone highly capable to think about, more profound, more, reality, ultimate things, then for them, more, there's a search in the inner qualities through the taking refuge. It is, there is possibilities, a lot of possibilities where to take in refuge. But we can do both also. We can understand the both way. Do you understand that?
Where what?
We can do
Sorry.
in both ways, ultimate taking way of ultimate taking refuge, and in the relative way to take refuge. We can have both. So it means, that's if someone don't understanding that everything is within your mind, the old Buddha, Dharma, Sangha is already inherently exist in natural mind. For them, they don't know this ultimate way of taking refuge. For them, need some, the refuge object is outside. Okay. Then, that's a Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, just that is okay. That's not a mistake. And some other person, like, that's someone who has Mahayana potential to practice, particularly higher capable to practice these things, they already knew that, my mind is Buddha natural, have confidence. Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, these qualities already exist in your mind. You have confidence that. Then only you should to the sort of commitment, promise, I discover it. I just, actualize that my natural to make manifestus. So that is the form of taking refuge. Okay?
Okay, that leads to my second question, in fact, which is the question about joy. I think it's Tsering Samdrup who said, the first 2 days about joy being emotional, being something linked to karma. So like if I had the faint belief that sometimes we can experiment something, go in the directions of being non-emotional joy. And so I'm really a bit confused here. Is it possible to have joy which is non-emotional?
Non-emotional joy.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, that's possible. Yes, that's
possible. Can you
possible.
say more? Thank
Yeah.
you.
Just sit back on the comfortable chair and just trying to be relaxed and have a coffee and you feel joy. That's not emotion. Yeah, it is just the joy is come out of a relaxed, your comfortable manner. It is not emotion.
Then it's not linked to karma.
It's not necessarily always karma. These temporary conditions offers to you this joy.
Khenpo, I would like to know your opinion if how important it is to have a real Sangha feeling, to have one common practice, because
It says again, without Sangha? Say it again.
Yeah. How important do you find it that in a Buddhist center, it should be like one Sangha? There are different practices where also different people come to. I mean, how important do you find it that there's only one practice for everybody? To have this real Sangha feeling.
If you are beginners, practitioners, you should have one community and one practice is better. It's less creates confusion to you. Don't go here, shopping, the teaching, shopping. Too much here, you don't know how to make it order to practice. So therefore, until your practice stability, maybe it is better to stay in the one line, more or less the one system, the practice. And then, eventually you're matured. So in that case, you do not have to stay always one line, but you can manage to learn different places, different from the Sanghas, because you be able to manage to put it into the order. So then, there will not have confusion.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
And then probably we don't, it's time's almost up. And here's something a little bit I would like to say. Today we have talked a lot of, we should to see the temporary, these emotions and the existence are nature of empty and illusion and intrinsically not really exist. We should understand that. We should see these things we have mentioned, but some of us may not understand why should to see that. Then if you really realize that, like, things such as the illusion, then I do not have any kind of, sense of life and a sense of joy, happy. we may have this kind of mentality idea may happen to us in order to, we don't understand really what mean by these things. So that way, don't worry, okay? Don't worry. Even you see things such as illusion, even you understand and deeply everything has no intrinsic reality, but you can enjoy the illusory things as much as you can. Okay? You can really enjoy. It doesn't matter. You can enjoy it illusory until you see those illusions are real illusion. Means, that once you, before, you just, you have good idea, the knowledge, the things are just illusion. There's nothing much, that's a sense, nothing much, the reality. But at the same time, still you have the clinging. Everybody wants to experience, even things are illusion, but illusory joy, illusory happiness. Everybody expected to experience. So therefore, I would say, you don't worry about it. Just enjoy as much as you can these illusory things. And then sooner or later, you really see this illusory things are really illusion. That means you realized. So in that moment, you have really different dimension of life. Life's dimension, life experience really different. So then that you do not have any clinging, any grasping these illusory things. And it is easy to let go of them. There's no worry at all, these illusory things. So then at that moment, you do not have to worry whether that I'm losing something or these things. You have different dimension of life and bodhisattva or enlightened vision. So therefore, don't misunderstand, okay, in this case, don't misunderstand. I used to see the many people when we talk about this, reality, illusions, empty of nature, then naturally they think something missing. If I realize it in that way, if I see in that way, then how about my family? And what about my own joy? So these kind of questions come up. So my answer is that don't worry, you can enjoy as much as you can with this. Okay. So nam de ye dam je ze ban tom ne ni be dana pam ze ne je ga nan chi ba lai tru ba si be chol le ro wa do wa.